Munchies new and old, I'm Alyssia. We all want healthy to be easier, and packaged food makes life easier. There are some healthier packaged options, but a lot of packaged food items are just pretending to be healthy. I am giving you the rundown on 15 of those right now, but trust me, there are way more. That is why it's important that you learn how to read the labels and determine for yourself. We cannot trust health claims. In fact, if a food package is making a health claim, it's usually a bad sign. First up, banana chips. No! These are so good. The upside is that they are made of bananas and therefore contain the fiber, iron, magnesium, and potassium that bananas offer. The downside, they're often deep fried and include flavor enhancers and sugar. Instead, try homemade banana chips cooked in the oven. I do have an episode if you want to check that out, and I have linked it in the description. Gluten Free Snacks and Breads. The upside, many people, not just those with gluten intolerance or sensitivity, can find it hard to digest gluten. The downside is that in processed foods, when something is removed, another is usually added. So gluten-free items can contain a lot of refined additives that are essentially depleted of nutrients, and they're no healthier than any other snack. Instead, try a homemade or cleaner snack. One with less ingredients and more whole grains, even if it does contain wheat or gluten, will be healthier for most than a refined and processed gluten-free option. Ezekiel bread, for instance, is a clean bread that is not completely gluten-free, but will do our bodies more justice than a gluten-free processed variety. Dried fruit. The upside, they are fruit, but the downside, they're often coated in sugar, and to protect them from mold and keep their color, they are treated with preservatives and additives. Instead, make your own. I've linked a few videos where I show drying out the fruit in the oven in the description, or even better, go for fresh fruit. Yogurt. The upside, yogurt contains probiotics which can be great for gut health. The downside, most commercial varieties are loaded with sugar and contain little protein. Greek varieties are better when it comes to a protein balance, but they can still pack on the sugar. Greek does not mean healthy. Instead, use plain Greek yogurt with fresh fruit and add a drizzle of honey. Instant oatmeal packets. The upside, they are convenient and do contain oaty goodness, so even quick cooking oats can be a healthy choice. The downside, these packets are often a very small serving with more sugar than anything else. Instead, make your own homemade packets. I show how in a meal prep video linked in the description. Agave, oh my. The upside of agave is it tastes pretty good, and I guess it comes from a plant, but so do coffee beans, and it doesn't make it a vegetable. It's far from natural. The downside, agave is actually extremely processed, and there's more fructose in agave than almost any other sweetener, even high fructose corn syrup. Instead, try almost any other natural or raw liquid sweetener, but the truth is they should all be consumed in limited amounts. I discuss agave and other sweeteners in my Sweeteners 101 video. Brown rice syrup. The upside, it's made from rice. It seems natural and healthy, and it contains glucose but no refined fructose, which is good. The downside, it's very high on the glycemic index, meaning it will spike blood sugar super fast. Not to mention it's extremely refined and contains no essential nutrients. It's empty calories. Instead, like we mentioned previously, another natural liquid sweetener or even a no-calorie sweetener. Regardless, the goal should be moderation with all sweeteners, sugar-filled or not. Vegan mayo, or store-bought mayo altogether. The upside, there isn't really an upside, to be honest. What makes mayonnaise unhealthy isn't the eggs or cholesterol or saturated fat, it's actually the inflammatory oils. The downside, those inflammatory oils exist in regular and vegan mayonnaise options. What's worse is vegan mayo options, like many other fake vegan foods, are often more processed. Some variations contain MSG in disguise, and many contain brown rice syrup or soy proteins, which aren't doing our bodies any good either. Instead, try making your own clean avocado or olive oil mayo. You can avoid inflammatory oils and sugar. I do this almost weekly, and it's a great clean option. I actually have a video of me making this on my Instagram highlights. Also, if any of you are wanting to learn more about inflammation and inflammatory foods, I have a course called Conquer Inflammation. You can get it at inflammationcourse.com. I will link it in the description. It's completely free, and it teaches you all about inflammation and how to start to remove inflammatory foods from your diet. Next up, we've got low net carb, high fiber supplements. So the upside, For most people, these can help keep the total carb counts down and get in some protein. The downside, most of the fiber supplements used do not create a universal blood sugar response, meaning different people respond to them differently. Some people can absorb the fiber in those high fiber syrups just like regular carbohydrates. It just sort of depends on the person and their own carbohydrate tolerance. Also, many companies keep the net carb count low by adding synthetic fibers that don't provide the same benefits as natural dietary fibers from whole grains and fruits or vegetables. Instead, try whole foods. Most of us don't need supplements to get enough protein, and if we are in a pinch, there are still plenty of cleaner options for energy or fuel. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't ever eat protein bars. It just means to really be mindful about what's in them and why you're consuming them. If you're finding this video helpful, please subscribe for new videos every week. Now is the time. Rice cakes. The upside, they're low in calories and a great vessel for spreads or toppings. The downside, they're typically made with white rice, which is digested quickly and can spike blood sugar and insulin, meaning you're more likely to store it as fat than burn it. Instead, try a less processed or even homemade seed or whole grain cracker. They may have more calories, but they'll have more nutrients too. If you must have rice cakes, then get one that's made with 100% brown rice or a whole grain option, but recognize that they are still very much so processed foods. I've linked videos with my homemade crackers below too. Superfood powders. The upside, they do provide nutritional benefits. The downside, they're pretty much a waste of money. So not only are they expensive, but they aren't giving you much more nutrition than regular fruits and vegetables that you can buy locally. Almost all fruits and veggies contain antioxidants and fight inflammation, and you know for sure they aren't processed. Some contain added sugar too. Instead, whole fruits and veggies, fresh or frozen. Don't get me wrong, if you love adding these to your smoothie, they probably aren't going to hurt, but they might not help as much as you're hoping either. Couscous, the upside, it tastes delicious. The downside, did you know that it's actually just refined wheat, essentially like a processed white pasta? No! You have to actually buy a true whole wheat variety to make sure it's whole grain, or better yet, try a more nutritious option like quinoa or bulgur wheat. Veggie burgers, the upside, you can enjoy a burger meatless. The downside, they're often loaded with overprocessed proteins and soy products, lacking vegetables, and rarely healthy. Instead, if you aren't eating meat but will eat fish, consider a tuna or salmon patty. If you want to go meatless altogether, go for a homemade or at least a cleaner variety with less ingredients using actual vegetables, legumes, or quinoa. Smoothies. The upside, they can be a great way to get in fruits, vegetables, and nutrients. The downside, buying them at a restaurant or store almost ensures a sugar overload with far less nutrition. Instead, make your own so that you're in control of what goes in, especially that sugar content. Thumbs up if you want more smoothie recipes. Last but not least, pretzels. The upside, now they are lower in fat than fried potato chips. The downside, other than that, they're pretty much the same as other fried snacks. They're high in sodium, nutritionally empty, made with white flour, corn syrup, and corn oil. Instead, go for a potato or sweet potato chip that's baked, or if you're really feeling nutritious, vegetable or kale chips. Just watch out for those inflammatory oils if you aren't making your own. So that is my limited list of foods pretending to be healthy. We could go on, and remember, I'm not telling you to not eat these foods. I'm encouraging you to be mindful that these are some of the foods often trying to trick you, and it's up to you to be aware and read labels and make the right decisions for you. If you want a chance to win a pair of onion goggles, and why wouldn't you, cut an onion sucks, all you have to do is subscribe to my newsletter at mindovermunch.com. Link is in the description. All of my newsletter subscribers, new and old, are entered to win, and this month I am giving away 3 pairs. We host new giveaways every month, so you'll be continuously entered. That's all for today, folks. I will see you next week, and remember, especially when it comes to those sneaky health claims, it's all a matter of mind over munch.